Mark Geragos, acclaimed trial attorney. Mark, it's so great to see you. You and I have covered so many cases together. What is your reaction to what happened and how significant is this? Was this obviously a good move for Luigi via his defense team?
Sure. His defense team did a remarkable job in terms of orchestrating this. And I know there was speculation, I was reading this morning, that this was the DOJ way to stick it to Alvin Bragg. I don't read it that way at all. I think what happened here is that as soon as, to get into the weeds, as soon as the prosecution in the state case started playing games, in what they were doing, the defense ran over there, and you're showing in the pictures, Karen and Mark Agnifilo ran over to federal court, and they basically just pled open, which that means that they didn't have to enter into a deal. But the thing that I speculated, and it turned out it was true, they knew they were doing is they had him make a statement that was so all-encompassing that as soon as they walked out of that courthouse, they filed a motion in the state court to dismiss on double jeopardy grounds. And so it's actually a brilliant legal move. It's now back in the state court judge's lap as to what he's going to do. But ironically, Rita, the last high-profile case that was dismissed on double jeopardy in the state court was Paul Manafort, President Trump's erstwhile campaign manager. He was represented by, guess who? The current Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and irony of all ironies, the assistant DA on that prosecution was none other than Karen Agnifilo, who was Luigi's defense lawyer. So the world gets smaller and smaller, as you and I know so well.
Absolutely. That is interesting, all of those circles. So then the big question is, Mark, there will be, this goes before the federal judge, just on this sentencing, right? Because he entered his plea, and that is going to be on December 18th. So the big question is, and obviously this is a strategy for Karen Agnifilo and her husband, who are great defense attorneys, as you know. What is going to happen, do you believe? Because they're hoping that the federal judge, of course, with now that sentencing, maybe will take some leniency on him. He could get life without parole, right? He could get life in prison. It's a federal case, even though it's stalking, but it's leading to the death. But then the question is, Mark, I talked to a lot of people who were in that courtroom. There was no remorse from him. He didn't say he's sorry. How is a judge going to have sympathy on a guy like this?
You know, it's interesting because they had to walk a fine line in this sense. My guess is with somebody like Luigi, and I don't know him, I haven't met him, but I just from having seen this movie 10,000 times before, probably the biggest hurdle to getting this done was talking with the client, getting the client to allocute and agree to this factual basis. I don't think that he was going to show any kind of contrition or remorse at the plea stage. The biggest hurdle they've got, the heaviest lift as a defense, is going to be if he's going to express contrition or remorse when it comes to sentencing. I'm not so sure he will.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he will in any shape or form. Well, let's see what the judge does. Let's see also, as you brought up with the double jeopardy issue in the state cases, there's a lot of chess pieces here. Mark Geragos, my old friend, it's great to see you. Thank you very much.
Good to see you too, Rita. Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.